Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome back to Earnternet, the channel where we make money make sense. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Sam. It's great to have you with us again. Today, Jen, we are tackling a word that sends a shiver down the spine of so many people. A word that sounds like restriction, like spreadsheets, like no more fun.
I know exactly what word you're talking about, Sam. It's the B word, budget. Just saying it feels heavy. I think for a lot of our listeners, the idea of creating a budget feels overwhelming. Where do you even start? It sounds so complicated.
That's precisely the myth we want to bust today. Because a budget isn't a cage. It's not about telling you what you can't spend. It's a tool for freedom. It's a plan that tells your money where to go instead of you wondering where it went. And today we're going to show you the absolute easiest, most beginner friendly way to create one. No crazy spreadsheets required, I promise.
Okay, you've got my attention. Freedom sounds a lot better than a cage. So, what is this magical, easy method? But first, can you explain in the simplest terms possible why should someone who feels like they're doing okay financially even bother with a budget?
That is the perfect place to start. Think of it like this. Imagine you want to drive from Los Angeles to New York. You could just get in your car and start driving east, right? You'd probably get there, eventually, but you might take wrong turns, run out of gas in the middle of nowhere, or miss all the cool sights along the way.
That sounds stressful. I definitely use a GPS.
Exactly. A budget is your financial GPS. It shows you the best route to your financial goals, whether that goal is a vacation to Italy, a down payment on a house, or just the peace of mind of having a 6-month emergency fund. Without it, you're just driving east. You might be doing okay, but you're not in control, and you're probably not reaching your destinations as efficiently as you could be. A budget puts you in the driver's seat.
I love that analogy, the financial GPS. It makes so much more sense. Okay, I'm sold on the why, so let's get to the how. What is this super simple method you mentioned?
It's a beautifully simple concept called the 50-30-20 rule. It's a guideline for dividing up your after-tax income. That's the money that actually hits your bank account after your employer takes out taxes and other deductions.
50, 30, 20. That's easy enough to remember. How does it break down?
It's incredibly straightforward. 50% of your income goes towards your needs, 30% goes towards your wants, and the final 20% goes towards savings and debt repayment. That's it. That's the entire framework. Needs, wants, and savings.
Okay, that does sound simple, but I can already hear the questions popping up in people's minds. The lines can get a little blurry. Let's break each category down. What exactly falls under needs?
Great question. Your needs are the absolute essentials, the things you must pay to live. This includes your rent or mortgage, your utility bills like electricity and water, your groceries, and I mean basic groceries, not fancy truffle oil, your transportation to get to work, whether that's gas for your car or a public transit pass, and minimum debt payments. These are the non negotiables.
So, my Netflix subscription isn't a need, even though it sometimes feels like it is on a Friday night?
I feel you on that one. But no, that's a classic want. A good way to test it is to ask yourself, could I survive without this? You can survive without Netflix. You cannot survive without a roof over your head or food. So 50% of your take home pay should ideally cover all those core survival expenses.
Okay, that's a clear distinction. So, if my monthly take home pay is, say, $4,000, I should aim to spend no more than $2,000 on my rent, utilities, groceries, and all those essential things.
Precisely. That's your target. Now let's talk about the fun category, the 30% for wants.
This is the category that gets people excited. So, what's in this bucket?
This is everything else. This is your lifestyle. It's that Netflix subscription. It's going out to dinner with friends, your morning latte from the coffee shop, your hobbies, your gym membership, shopping for new clothes that aren't replacements for worn out essentials, and vacation funds. This is the guilt-free spending money. Because it's part of the plan, you don't have to feel bad about spending it.
Guilt-free is the key phrase there. I think a lot of people beat themselves up when they spend money on fun things. But with this rule, it's literally built into the budget. So, with our $4,000 a month example, that would be $1,200 a month to spend on fun.
Yes, exactly. $1,200 for once. The 50-30-20 rule doesn't say you can't have fun, it plans for it. It gives you permission to enjoy your life, which is why it's a budget that people can actually stick to. A budget that's all work and no play is doomed to fail.
That's so true. Okay, so we have 50% for needs and 30% for wants. That leaves the last and arguably most important slice of the pie, the 20%. Tell us about that.
This final 20% is for your future self. This is your savings and debt repayment category. This is where you really build wealth and financial security. It includes things like building an emergency fund, which is crucial. It also covers contributions to your retirement accounts like a 401k or an IRA. And very importantly, it includes any extra payments you make on debt, like credit cards or student loans, above the minimum payment.
So the minimum payment on my credit card would be a need, but any extra I pay to get it down faster comes from this 20% savings bucket.
You got it. The minimum payment keeps you in good standing, so it's a need. The extra payments are you actively working to improve your financial future. So that's the savings and investment goal. In our $4,000 a month example, this would be $800 every single month going towards building a stronger financial future. Think about that. Over a year, that's nearly $10,000.
Wow, when you put it like that, it's incredibly powerful, just by following a simple rule. Okay, the framework is clear, 50, 30, 20. But how does someone practically start? What's step one?
Step one is the easiest and the hardest. You need to know your numbers. First, figure out your exact monthly take-home pay. That's your starting point. Second, you need to track your spending. For just 1 month, track every single dollar you spend.
Oof, that sounds daunting. Tracking everything?
It can be, but it's the most eye-opening thing you can do for your finances. You can use an app that connects to your bank account, like Mint or YNAB, which stands for You Need a Budget. Or you can use a simple spreadsheet. Or you can go old school and use a small notebook and pen. The method doesn't matter. The point is to get an honest picture of where your money is actually going. You'll be surprised, I guarantee it.
I can imagine. That daily $5 coffee really adds up over a month.
It absolutely does. $5 a day is $150 a month. That's $1,800 a year. Is that coffee worth a round-trip ticket to Miami? Maybe it is for you. But a budget makes you ask that question consciously. So after you've tracked for a month, you sit down and categorize everything. Go through every expense and put it into one of the 3 buckets: need, want, or savings.
And then you compare it to the 50-30-20 targets, right? What if your numbers are completely out of whack? What if someone calculates their spending and finds out 65% is going to needs and only 5% is going to savings?
That is a very common scenario, especially in high cost of living areas, and it is not a reason to give up. This is where the budget becomes your problem-solving tool. If your needs are too high, you have to look at your biggest expenses. Usually that's housing and transportation. Could you get a roommate? Could you move to a slightly cheaper apartment when your lease is up? Can you use public transport more often or meal prep to lower your grocery bill?
Those are big changes, though. What about trimming the wants category? That seems easier.
It often is the path of least resistance. You look at your wants. Are you subscribed to 5 different streaming services but only watch 2? Cancel the other 3. Do you eat out 4 times a week? Try cutting back to 2. The goal isn't to eliminate all your wants. It's to be more intentional. Maybe you decide that a fancy dinner out once a month is more valuable to you than 10 lunches you bought because you didn't pack one. The 50-30-20 rule is a guideline, not a strict law. If your numbers are 70-20-10 for a while as you work on paying down high interest debt, that's a perfectly valid strategy. The point is to have a plan.
So it's about making conscious trade-offs. I like that. It feels less restrictive. What's the biggest mistake you see beginners make when they start this process?
The biggest mistake, hands down, is aiming for perfection from day one. Your first budget will be wrong. I guarantee it. You'll forget about certain expenses, you'll underestimate others. That is completely normal. A budget is not a set it and forget it document. It's a living, breathing thing. You should review it every month. Did you overspend on groceries? Okay, maybe you need to adjust your food budget up a little and take that money from your wants category. The goal is progress, not perfection.
That's such a relief to hear. So, if I have a bad month and overspend on wants because of a friend's birthday celebration, I haven't failed.
Not at all. You just acknowledge it and get back on track the next month. You don't throw out your GPS just because you missed one exit, right? You let it reroute you. It's the same with your budget. Just get back on the road. The consistency over the long term is what matters, not being perfect every single day.
This has been so incredibly helpful, Sam. Let's do a quick recap of the steps for our listeners.
Absolutely. Step 1, calculate your monthly take-home pay. Step 2, for 1 month, track all of your spending. Be honest. Step 3, categorize that spending into the 3 buckets: 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings and debt. Step 4, analyze your results. See how they compare to the guideline. Step 5, adjust. Find areas where you can cut back or shift money around to better align with your goals and the 50-30-20 rule. And the final, unofficial step, be kind to yourself. It's a process.
The financial GPS. It really is about putting yourself in control and creating a clear path to where you want to go. It's not a cage, it's a map to freedom. I feel so much less intimidated by the B word now.
That's the goal. It's one of the most powerful and simple tools you can use to change your entire financial life. And once you have it in place, you'll feel a sense of calm and control over your money that is truly priceless.
I couldn't agree more. Well, that's all the time we have for today, everyone. We hope this demystified the process of creating a budget and that you feel empowered to give the 50-30-20 rule a try.
Give it a shot for just 1 month and let us know how it goes in the comments below. We'd love to hear about your experiences. And as always, if you found this helpful, please give this video a like, subscribe to Earnternet, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next episode.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take control and spend wisely.
Bye, everyone.